And that's Judge Jeanine Pirro and Washington Examiner contributor Lisa Booth. Guys, good to see you all. All right, you're the attorney.
Hi,
I think he's right. I think there's a prosecutable case.
There's no question there's a prosecutable case. And, you know, she looked nervous. She really did. What you've got here with Hillary Clinton is a prosecution for the emails and the classified materials. You've also got a prosecution for the Clinton Foundation. Yeah. You've got a prosecution for perjury, for lying, obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence.
Somebody brought this up tonight. You know what I felt?
Tampering, it's all there.
Did you feel tonight that finally somebody is saying to the Clintons what no media person would dare ask?
And the fact
that should
is that
be
they
asked.
have been surrounded by people who protected them. She corrupted the Department of Justice, the FBI. They lied for her. They've destroyed information. They've withheld emails.
How do you really
and the
feel?
country, you know what? I feel the way the country feels. Yeah. She needs to be prosecuted. It needs absolutely
But the case was prosecuted tonight, and that's why Trump had such a great night.
Tonight, we saw the quintessential difference between somebody who was really there speaking on behalf of the people and somebody who was really there as part of the establishment, who, Sean, you saw it on her face. She could not believe she was losing that debate. And she was losing.
She was getting crushed.
She was, and her eyes were shifting back and forth, true sign of nervousness.
Lisa? Yeah, I hear you.
Well, Sean, two things I think are really interesting from tonight. Look, Donald Trump wrote The Art of the Comeback, and that's exactly what happened tonight. Frank Luntz did a focus group, and Hillary Clinton's support with those swing voters went from 8 to 4, and Trump's doubled 8 to 16, or 9 to
18.
16, rather. So his doubled. Yes. So his doubled. Another thing that was interesting about... It was 18. It was 18. You're right. Sorry, 18. But it went from 9 to 18 after the debate. Another thing that's interesting, Sean, if you look at the RNC put out a statement touting the debate tonight, so it looks like that they may actually be staying with Trump and keeping those funds to his campaign versus directing them to down ballot races, which is important for him.
All right, with all due respect, Lisa, these people are such babies. You know, here you have a family that abused women, persecuted women, smeared them, slandered them. A guy that had sex with an intern, cigars and dresses, and accusations of rape and groping and grabbing. And these guys are upset about a few words. I'm so angry at these. They're such wimps.
I get it, but the point I'm making is the fact that he needs them from a grassroots operation perspective, from getting out the vote.
Right.
He needs them from a tactical campaign perspective. So he needs them to stay with him. And it looks like, based off of the statement tonight, that they might be.
I think they would.
You know what I saw tonight? I saw fear in Hillary's eyes, and I saw fear in Bill Clinton's eyes. And I couldn't help but think, as he prosecuted this case, Donald Trump prosecuted, I couldn't help but think that Bill Clinton is thinking, am I going to be Bill Cosby? All of these women, they're like the ghosts of my past life, are coming back, and you actually can prosecute both of the Clintons for what has happened here.
But there's one big difference, Judge. All right, Donald Trump used locker room talk, words.
Right.
What he did was unconscionable, and what they did together is smear, slander, besmirch, and treat these women like garbage.
They put words into action, and that's the difference. What the Clintons did was they violated the criminal law, the penal law, the federal law, the state law, the moral law, and they stand there as if they're on a higher moral ground than Donald Trump.
Oh, Trump was the only one, and this, by the way, is an indictment, Dr. Loudon, against the media, because they never asked her these questions.
No, and she had no answers. Did you realize she had no answers? She never answered anything about the emails. She completely just didn't answer it. And then she sat there smiling at the camera with this bizarre little smile, like that the public was not... They didn't deserve the answer. That was the look on her face. And so I think that there was a message there for the average American. I think that's why so many people probably switched to Trump tonight, because they saw what all of us have been screaming to say, because Donald Trump had to be the interviewer there. Because no one else would.
He had to do the media's job.
Irredeemables. We're the people who aren't entitled to
Well, you're definitely deplorable.
I am.
No. How long have we been friends? Who donated more money to your campaign than me?
More money to me, but you know what? It's well worth it. I was honest. I had a moral core. I prosecuted everyone.
I know. We still lost.
Yeah. No, we did. No, I won lots.
You won.
Back to Lisa.
All right, back to Lisa.
I think another thing that Trump did well tonight was the fact that he did take on the moderators, and I think that was well placed because they were putting a lot of more heat on him.
Why did he give her 2 extra minutes and me 1 second?
I loved
it. was great.
I loved it.
And it was so
did you guys notice? And did you guys notice that after he said that, they sort of changed their tactics with him, and they did ask a couple of tougher questions to Hillary Clinton. So I think that was important that he did that. But outside of the fact that he landed some really solid hits to Hillary Clinton, he also brought up issues that were important. He talked about energy. He talked about Obamacare. He talked about taxes, and I think that was important because he showed a level of substance that we didn't see from him in the first debate. So I think that was really, really important that he did that tonight and talking about some of these issues Americans care about.
Question. Does he win, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Of course he wins.
Lisa, does he win?
This was his defining moment.
Yes,
Absolutely.
he won.
He does win.
Absolutely.
No, does he win the election?
Oh, I don't know. I can't say yes.
Unless
I'm sorry.
they steal it-
but I do
unless they
think he
steal
won
it
the
by
debate
fraud.
tonight.
But
right,
he is on top of his game. He knows the facts. He knows everything.
This was
a
strong. This was powerful tonight.
It was
going to be
amazing.
interesting to watch poll numbers in the days to come. All right, when we come back, more reaction. Wow, what a night! And we have a full night of great guests coming up straight ahead. We started just moments ago. We caught up with former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, and this is how it went down. I guess now, what? You're happy tonight?
I'm very happy. I'm a very happy man. He did. I thought he was going to win. He did a lot better than I thought. I consider it a knockout. I think he just completely. By the end of the debate, she was just talking for the purpose of talking. She looked tired to me. The last 15 minutes, she looked really tired, and then she would give these long, wandering answers. In fact, the moderators were totally unfair. They let it go on and on and on.
I love when he said 1 on 3 because that was true.
But the moderators were unfair in letting go on and on and on. But she hurt herself by going on and on and on because she kept repeating the same thing. She started to lose her train of thought. I think he really dazzled her.
Yeah.
He completely, and I'll tell you, from the moment she couldn't answer, the destruction of the 33,000 emails, which would put anybody else in jail. You know that. I know that. Everyone in America knows that.
The Abe Lincoln line, did he plan that, or did that just come flying out?
That was just made up, right on the spot, because she made that up on the spot.
Let me ask, because you've been a part of the debate prep, and what I saw tonight is Trump being Trump and Trump saying what he means and meaning what he says. Was he held back a little in the first debate?
No, I don't think so. Look, it's a medium he has to get used to. He's going to be better in the next debate. I told him that. Yeah. I said, Donald, it took him a while with the teleprompter. Now he's a genius with it. He's as good as Reagan. He's as good as Clinton. He's as good as Obama with it. He felt comfortable in this debate. That first one probably, I actually thought he did much better in that debate when you look at it a second time than a lot of people think. But this debate, this could be one of the biggest knockouts I've seen in a presidential debate. I don't think I've ever seen one candidate dominate the other candidate more. She was completely on the defensive the entire night.
He was unrelenting. Let's go to the issue that everyone was talking about coming into this tape from, 11 years ago. I thought his answer, number one, he seemed sincere in his apology.
Of course he was.
Okay. And number two, he waited, and because she kept pressing it, he said, all right, I'll go there.
Yes. She was the one who began the unrelenting, vicious, nasty, horrible attack on him. So I think the way he answered it, he apologized, but he also put it in proper perspective. We got a world in which people are being killed all over the world. We've had more Islamic terrorist attacks in the last 10 months than we've had since September 11, all over the world, including the United States. We're waiting for the next city to get attacked, right?
Scary. It's scary.
We have no plan. It's obvious from her ridiculous answers. We have no plan in Syria. She doesn't know what the heck she's doing in Syria. I mean, she has no idea. They have no idea how to set priorities. I was thinking, when they started talking about announcing what you're going to do, I was thinking, like Eisenhower didn't announce we're going to invade in Normandy.
So it was a good point. But think of this debate in substance. They talked about the economy, substance, taxes, substance, vetting refugees, substance, immigration, substance, even Syria, Iraq, substance, yes, radical Islam, substance.
I come away from it with the following. If we elect Donald Trump, I get more money in my pocket. If we elect her, she can take 20% out. Yeah. I got that. Now, what Donald Trump was trying to do, even with the tape thing, is to say, look, it's important, and I'm sorry, but we got people dying. While we're talking, somebody's getting shot in Chicago. Murder went up last year more than it did in the last 41 years. There's something going wrong in this country. There's too much violence, both street crime violence and terrorism. And we need a strong president. It was quite clear. He's strong, she's weak.
He also decided, okay, because she hit him with the kitchen sink in the first debate. Kane tried to regurgitate the memorized lines again and again.
Kane was pathetic.
All right. So he came in, but what he said, he went after her on the email. He went after her in lying. He went after Benghazi. He went in the first debate. He left all that on the table. He didn't leave anything on the table tonight.
Anything on the table tonight, and she never had an answer for the 33,000 emails and how you can destroy documents after a federal subpoena. So when he got to the point where he said you belonged in jail, he's absolutely right.
Any prosecutor, you might be the attorney general.
Well, I could convict her on at least, we started with 13. I'm up to about 26 now, Sean. And the reality is she lied to the FBI. Martha Stewart went to jail for lying to the FBI.
One time.
One time. She did it 39 times. She had no She had a lot of recollection of all the stuff she wanted to say about Trump tonight, but she had no recollection 39 times when she was talking to the FBI.
Last question. The issue of actions versus words. I've interviewed Juanita. I've interviewed Kathleen. I've interviewed Paula. I've interviewed Kathy Shelton, who Hillary's on tape bragging that she got somebody she thought was guilty off of raping a 12-year-old girl. Are people now, is the media now challenged? Do they have a responsibility to bring up these issues?
Well, if they're going to go back with a 12-year-old tape on him or something that happened 20 years ago, this is serious stuff. I mean, I talked to that woman,
Kathy Shelton,
for some time. She did a lot of damage to Kathy Shelton. I mean, laughing twice over
laughing and bragging and knowing that he was guilty.
Yeah, and the woman was raped and can never have a child. And then Juanita Broderick, who says she was raped and Hillary Clinton attacked her. She said that herself in the microphone. Yeah. Someone finally gave her a chance to voice the way in which she was horribly treated by the President of the United States. Now, you want to start talking about some language on a tape and attack people about that, well, then you got to deal with your own problems.
You got to deal with action versus
you got to deal with
behavior.
A sexual predator and his attacker, Hillary Clinton.
Mr. Mayor, great to see you. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're giving this a 50.
Oh, 100? Knockout, one of the biggest